Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Jazmin. If you have no idea who I am a first generation low income undergraduate at Stanford University, and I made this channel to help other first generation low income students get better access to higher education through my college related videos. Today's video is going to be about the definition of first generation. I know that when I was in high school, I didn't really know what it meant. And I got this question asked to me a lot. Are you first generation? And I didn't really know how to answer that because I didn't know what first generation meant. So I know I saw it in scholarship application, college applications, FAFSA applications, or documentation. Your teachers ask you, your college counselors ask you, and it's like, I don't know. What does that mean? So first generation by the dictionary means that you're the first person in your family to go to college. Now, this is not a very accurate or helpful definition because by that definition, then technically I'm not first generation because my brother went to college. Now, the real definition of what first generation means is that you're part of the first generation to go to college. So what does that mean? It means that your parents didn't go to college. Even though I am technically not the first person in my family to go to college, I am still first generation because I am part of the first generation to go to college. This means that neither of my parents have a college degree and did not pursue post-secondary higher education. Now let's say you have your own situation where one of your parents went to college, then you are not first generation because the generation before you got into college. So now you are part of the second generation of college students in your family. Now let's say you have this weird situation where your grandparents went to college, but your parents didn't go to college for some reason. I don't know, I don't think that's common, I don't think people like that exist, but I don't know. Then you are still not first generation. You are, I guess, second generation? I'm not entirely sure. But you would not be first generation. First generation means that you're a part of the first generation in your family. So between you and your siblings, you guys are going to be the first generation to go to college. That's what it means to be first generation. Now let's say that your aunt went to college or your uncle went to college. Now technically your parents and your uncle or your aunt are from the same generation. So maybe that's confusing because then technically you're second generation, but actually let's just keep it within our family. So first generation means that your parents did not go to college. That's basically what it means. The definition that's provided where you're the first person to go to college is very confusing because it implies that you are the very first person to go to college. Now the reason why it is important for you to know whether or not you're first generation is because there's a lot of scholarships out there that are offered specifically to first generation students. First generation students have to face a lot of different struggles because everything that they're doing is more than likely brand new to them and they can't really go to anyone for help because they don't know who has experience with the college application. Being first generation also means that you have to explain a lot of stuff to your parents that they may not understand because they didn't have to go through the process of applying to or getting through college. Some personal examples is that I had to explain to my mom what FAFSA meant. She had no idea what that meant. She had no idea what financial aid meant because she never had to go through any of that. So she's unfamiliar with all of that terminology, and that's something that I have to explain to her as opposed to continuing generation students that maybe their parents are explaining to them. The struggle with being first generation is that you have to figure out a lot of things yourself. But I think being first generation has been an enormous part of my identity. I'm able to form my own community with other people who also share this identity, and we're able to help each other out, and I think it's one of the best things, and I've met some of the best people through being first generation low income. This video is going to be the first of my series that I don't really have a title for yet, but it's basically definitions or terms that I wish that I knew before I went into college, or terms that I knew would be helpful if I knew them when I was in high school. Hopefully this video was helpful, and don't forget to reach out to me if you ever have any questions at FirstGenFirst on Instagram or at FirstGenFirst on Twitter, spelled with a 1 because someone took FirstGenFirst. I don't know who. Why would you do that? Or shoot me an email at firstgenfirst@gmail.com. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and I will be uploading more videos on different definitions of terms that I wish I knew before I went to college. Bye! But I think being first generation has been an enormous part. But I think being first generation has been an